My name's Kayden Tyler. I'm from Chatham, Illinois, and ever since high school I've kind of had anxiety. It's kind of followed me into college. So once I moved to Canandaigua, New York, up near Rochester, I went to Finger Lakes Community College, and as an art student there was a lot surrounding me. It was a little overwhelming at first, but there was a thing on Thursday nights called Art Night, and it was pretty much a place where everyone could come and express every type of art that you wanted to. One time I went and there was a poetry night, and my friend was like, "Oh yes, it'll be a lot of fun, you know, we're all poetry people, let's go." And I was like, "Okay, sure, let's go." And while we were there was this girl, and she, first of all, was gorgeous, and she was reading an incredibly deep poem, and everything about it was just amazing. Her word choice, I don't even know, everything was just great about it. And afterwards, you know, I kind of hung around her more, and she was friends with the person who had brought me that night. So we kind of hung out for a bit, and I kind of got to see her conversate with the rest of her friends and got to see her in her own environment, so to speak. And it was a really cool thing to see. And then afterwards, she kind of started to hang around with us a little more, and she was like, "You know what, it's getting a little bit crowded in here. Let's kind of get out of here." So I was like, "All right, well, my car's in the back, let's go." And so we climbed into the back of my SUV, lowered the seats, and just kind of sat there, talked about anything and everything. We talked about school, we talked about our families, we talked about our pets, we talked about space, we talked about the future, we talked about everything. And at that point, I felt like I saw every bit of her soul, and the only thing that came to my mind, I just said it outright. I really like your soul. And it was one of the first things I ever said to her, and it was amazing. My friend was telling me, they're like, "Oh yeah, well, I see how they look at you, I see how you look at her, you should totally talk to her." And I'm like, I can't do that. I mean, it's the second girl I've ever been interested in. I can't talk to her. I don't know what I would even say. And they're like, "Well, you're gonna have to, otherwise this isn't gonna happen. I mean, like, if you feel this way about her, you're gonna have to." I'm like, okay. And they said this to me like in the crowd at school, and I'm like, "Well, I can't do this here. I mean, everyone's gonna be looking, let alone be talking to her. It's just gonna be terrifying." He was like, "Okay, well, why don't you take her into the woods?" Our school had a nature trail, which was the best, and I loved it. And so we walked outside, you know, we walked down the paths, and neither of us looking each other in the eye, and we were just like, "So, how's the weather? How was your day?" And both kind of just skirting around the topic. And then eventually it all just kind of started spilling out. We were just like, "So I've been hanging out with you a lot the past couple of weeks, and it's been really nice, and just want to let you know that, you know, I really have feelings for you." And it got to the point where, you know, it was like, "Oh, well, I also have feelings for you." And so once it happened, it felt like an entire weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And so we were like, "All right, you know what? Now that this is done, we're all good to go. Let's go on back inside, you know. Let's talk to our friends, see what they have to say about it." So we walk on in, and we're holding hands as we walk in, and everyone, as soon as they see us, just starts clapping. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is so great. I'm so happy you guys finally talked to each other." And it was a time. As someone with anxiety, you kind of notice that all of the rough parts only usually take a couple of seconds, maybe 5 minutes at most. And so as you go and as you start, you know, moving past certain things that used to terrify you, it's kind of cool to just know that all of that stress that you're worried about is just going to be gone. And who knows, your life may be changed for the better, which in this case it did. My entire life changed indefinitely, and couldn't be happier about it. So.